There's one thing normies point to as the reason for high housing costs, high cost of real estate. Do you know what it is? They always say, oh, it's BlackRock and these giant companies buying up real estate. You hear that all the time. I hear that all the time, constantly. Because 4 years ago, everybody learned that BlackRock existed, so now that's the answer to everything. That's the answer to all the fucking problems now. Late stage capitalism, green text, late stage capitalism. That's what they say. And that shouldn't be ignored, right? I'm not saying it should be ignored. I'm not saying it should be allowed. It's not the root cause of the problem, because this problem has been going on for decades, right? Since boomers came of age, they've been red taping, they've been obstructing in every way you can think. They've been obstructing the normal, the natural and necessary transfer of wealth from older people to younger people. And I don't mean just money. I don't mean just straight up liquid cash. I mean everything, like skills, connections, sociability. They've been doing everything they can to obstruct it. And for one reason or another, I don't know if it was technology or inflation or some other kind of economic marker, they saw what was happening and they thought that future wealth was going to be more scarce than it actually is. And so by doing that, they've made wealth enormously more scarce for people younger than them, while they get the last little scraps of whatever comes in. So that would be okay. All that would be okay if they fucking knew how to handle money at all. But as it turns out, every fucking boomer, almost every boomer, think of like a normie boomer. Every normie boomer got awful with money and has been for fucking decades. They worked their full working life at a period of time where money was falling from the sky. And like actually, like go shovel monkey shit at the zoo. In 1965, shoveling shit at the zoo, you're making the equivalent of like $180,000 a year in 2024. And that's not an exaggeration. I don't want to see any fucking numbers from the Treasury Department after 1972, because after that, they're not true. And the inflation numbers have never been true. The inflation numbers are all kinds of fucking crotchety and fucked up and side goggling. You can never trust the inflation numbers at all. Looking at what's in front of you, doing some simple math, comparing fractions, you can find out what I'm saying is true. It's actually probably worse. They come up with any excuse, emotional type excuse post hoc, to justify fucking regulation, permitting, zoning, NIMBYism. And they also don't need to have the thought consciously. Like there's never any real conscious malice. That's not what I'm saying. Fuck. That's not what I'm saying. That's where people always go wrong. People always think that in order to do something, you have to think it consciously, and you don't. When it comes to making decisions that are in your own material interest, you don't need to think it consciously. They aren't thinking it consciously. When a boomer who's sitting at a local government township meeting, he's a fucking freeholder, I don't know, whatever the fuck it's called, he's being a bureaucrat and he's saying no to all these new construction things, passing regulations. There's like height limits. There's fucking zoning, there's this and that. And when the fuck ever has there been, when New York was being made, was there a height limit? How about LA, when they were building LA and LA was becoming a fucking economic powerhouse? Was there height limits? No. So like they're sacrificing younger people's housing, businesses, and everything for some fucking, it doesn't even matter what reason. They're doing it for their own material gain. Because if you can go and you can say, oh no, you're not building this housing development, you can guarantee that in whatever little way you've acted in the way of protecting your bloated house price. In New Jersey, the average house is inflated in price by like 8 times. And so because you were so fucking stupid, you're a boomer, you're Mr. Boomer, you were so fucking stupid when money fell from the sky and you were shoveling shit at the zoo for $180,000 a year, you couldn't be fucked to put a little bit away in this new company called Microsoft. You couldn't be fucked to put a little bit of money in this company called Apple. You couldn't be fucked. You just wanted your boat. You just wanted your alcohol. You wanted your Vericolor TV. You couldn't be fucked. And so now you're dependent on the equity in your house. And here's a fun fact. I think the average Social Security recipient is going to get, what is it? Is it 33 or 3,800? It's one of these pitiful fucking numbers. It's like what I make. Because they fucked off so much when they could have been building wealth, they're fiending for all that money. All that $3,300 a month, they're fiending for it. And so if you can fuck off to Florida, where they don't tax your Social Security, you can get an extra $160 a month, when they would have gotten that back anyway. In New Jersey, that money's getting taxed at first, but you get it back in a return. They're willing to sacrifice all their children's inheritance, which would have been a house that's inflated in value by 8 times. It would have been something substantial. They're selling it. They're liquidating it. They're taking that money. They're going to Florida so that they could spend their extra $160 a month on fucking slots and fucking Margaritaville. What else do boomers do, baby? Golf. Golf is too hard. Golf is too hard. If every boomer played golf, there wouldn't be as many fucking preventable deaths. And that's another thing too. They go down there, they blow all this money, and then right at the ass end of their life, they siphon millions and millions of dollars out of the Medicare fund. Gee, I don't think that could have any effect on the overall price of healthcare in this country. No, I'm sure that has no effect whatsoever. The thing that people always come back with when I say this is, oh, don't you want someone to take care of you when you're old? Fuck no. No, the answer is no. If I got fucking obese, if I made myself obese, and it took me decades and decades to make myself obese, I would put a shotgun to the roof of my fucking mouth before I take a single cent from the Medicare fund, before I make my kids and my grandkids spend a single fucking minute taking care of me because I was too fucking fat and lazy to do something about it early. That's what I would do. It sounds cartoonish. I guarantee. I bet my nuts it's not. I bet everything. I would tell you, on everything I own and am, and on every person I care about. I'm not exaggerating. I've already talked with Jules about this. I would rather my kids just leave me in the fucking woods before I'm useless to them. I would rather live in the woods. I'd rather have my magnesium stick, my fucking pile of wood, and my my Type 56 SKS, and go in the woods when I'm 96 years old and die there. I would rather do that than be fucking useless to people and be a fucking drain on other people to that extent. And that's not because I have some one-dimensional idea of masculinity or self-reliance or this or that. I need people. I do. I'm totally honest about that. Anyone who says otherwise is not being honest. But it's not because of that, any of that. It's because I have the fucking bare minimum self-respect. I have the bare minimum grace. How disgusting is it to be in a position like that and let yourself be like that? These preventable illnesses that are killing boomers they're not one-off things. They're not, oh, I didn't see the train coming type things. They're fucking decades and decades. You know how long it takes to get diabetes if you're a genetically normal human? It takes fucking decades of eating like a fucking pig. It takes decades of I'll have another milkshake, or I'll have a second bowl of Fruit Loops. It's one thing to do all that lucidly. It's another thing to do all that lucidly and then demand fucking $3,300 a month from the federal government that you green text paid for. That's what boomers say too. That's so fucking disgusting. I hear that all the time. They're like, we paid for it. We paid it. You didn't pay into shit. That's not how it works. People who work pay into it. You sit on your ass and eat fucking tasty cakes. It's a handout. It's a handout like any other fucking handout. There's nothing special about it. You paid fucking 1% of your $180,000 so that people older than you, so that your parents could sit on their ass and watch the Varicolor TV. Congratulations, boyfriend. I'm paying into it. I'm never going to see a single fucking cent. I'm not going to see a single fucking cent. And at this rate, I'm gonna be 35. I'm 26. I'm gonna be like 35 before I can expect housing. I might get a house before that, but I'm gonna be about 35 before the housing market corrects and this economic parasite called the boomer generation goes away. And I'm not sure if there's much more I can say about all that. Do you have anything to say, baby?